All right. Hey everyone, welcome to the live stream. It's Wednesday. We're painting again, and we're finishing up last week's live stream. So welcome to the stream. My name is David Lozeau. For those of you who first time here, I'm a Southern California-based Day of the Dead style artist. And we're going to be painting here for about an hour. So feel free to fire any questions you have about the art, about art-related materials, all those things. So to get you caught up right now, I'm doing the enamel stage, the detail stage of my painting. I've already done all the color work. So the background is acrylic. All the colors here are gouache, kind of like an opaque watercolor. And what you see me doing now is with all detail is enamel. It's like a pinstriper's paint. So I'm in here adding all the nooks and crannies, really carving out the fun parts of the painting. So that's what we're gonna do for the next hour. So again, feel free to fire any questions you have, and we're gonna get after it.
Morsel says good day.
Hey.
Our Aussie friend.
Thank you, Morsel, for hanging out, checking out the stream over in Aussie land. Oi, oi, oi. This is a fun style piece. Again, like we talked about last stream, this is a little more traditional than I normally paint. Very traditional Day of the Dead, kind of right in line with Posada. If you don't know what Posada is, you should look it up. If you like Day of the Dead style art, because he gave us this look and feel of the skeletons, the Katrinas. He's really responsible for that. Originally, it was a political style cartoons where he poked fun at socialites and government officials by making them skeleton characters, and it kind of really gave us the look and feel for what is kind of the modern day Day of the Dead. He didn't give us the celebration, obviously, but just the imagery of the Katrinas is really, you'll be amazed how many of the Katrinas you know are his works.
J13 says paint night.
Paint night.
Frogger Baby says big fan of your work.
Hey, thanks, Frogger Baby.
Craig says, do you find it difficult to finish a painting after you paint over the numbers? Very.
Very difficult, but I have special glasses, so only I can see the numbers. The favorite joke of every old white man who's in the 70s who walks by watching me paint at art shows my entire career.
How do you see the numbers?
The joke never gets old. And it's usually while they're banging on the canvas going, what are you painting on here? As they're whacking on it as I'm painting. It's crazy. It's crazy the things people will do at a show.
Is Craig bringing the dad joke humor?
Yes.
Morsel in Aussie land says, how are you two doing? Hope all is well.
Thank you for asking. Everything's great. You know, we're just kind of, it's the summer. It just got hot here, you know, so the AC's on. We're just kind of hanging out in the house, doing work, doing paintings, playing video games. That's basically our routine, which is pretty fun. You know, we were on the road for so many years with the art, so it's fun to be able to kind of be at home and paint commissions and paint other things, but to just kind of be off the road. I loved my time on the road, but at the same time, I love being off it. It's such a nomadic, you know, sharing the art's amazing to be able to bring it to people, but it felt like we were in a rock band without all the fun money parts, you know, the fun tour bus stuff. It was us driving ourselves around, but a great time seeing, you know, sharing the art and being part of that. But man, after 12 years of that, I'm thrilled to be, you know, in my jammies painting. I'm not sure Erica is to have me in my jammies painting, but
no, we're so lucky.
Yeah,
because we got to do that, and that was, I think, however stressful it was, however, like, my God, how much work that was.
We wouldn't be doing this now if it wasn't for that.
No, it's just all the time, every day. You do a show, and then you have like a day or two to recuperate, do all the shipping from the orders that came in over the weekend or whatever, and then plan, pack for the next show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were really doing a lot of events, and it's a blur now, but it's just you're going.
Multiple events, you know, in 1 month, having, you know, 2 or 3 events.
Yeah.
You know, doing small pop-up events when we first started, and we were constantly on the road doing shows. So
Yeah.
it's really fun now to And we loved it. Again, it built what we have now to be able to just paint in the studios because I did all that legwork. That's, I'm not, ignoring that fact at all. That's why I get to do this now.
Yeah. No, I consider us lucky. We worked really hard for it, but we're really lucky that we were able to make something out of it, that the luck paid off, or the hard work paid off, or I don't know what you want to call it. It's a combination of a lot of things.
And it really helped mature the art. Like it taught me to paint,
all the time.
And I painted so many pieces. That's the funny side thing is because we're doing shows all the time, I would be painting all the time and have multiple pieces, that I'd be painting that weekend. So I generated, we have so much art, 300 or 400 SKUs of pieces now.
Yep. No, I think we're incredibly lucky, and that it all paid off to like. Ultimately, almost every day is like before we go to bed, we check the calendar. Like, what do we have coming up? And
do I have to wear pants tomorrow?
Do I have to do something? Yeah. Is there something that we need to do? We need to do shipping. Is there an appointment we have? But it's really like, what does the day look like? And Dave will say, oh, well, I need to be working on this piece and prepping this other piece. We need to do a little bit of shipping. And then we have the rest of the day free. And you know what I mean? And it just allows all that flexibility. The creativity can just be a little bit more relaxed. You can paint when you feel like it, which means fewer pieces. Obviously, when you're on a schedule, you are creating a ton of pieces.
Yeah.
It's just, it paid off. We did that for 10 plus years of back-to-back-to-back events every weekend, all the time. And this is the result. This is the payoff that we get to have a great house, settle down and relax a little bit, sleep late if we want, stay up late if we want, set your schedule. And
it's funny that the live stream has really kind of come out of that, where we want to share the work again because we're not doing shows. I wanted to kind of share the process, share the work. I'm painting anyways, during the week. So it's kind of like, let's share the work. Let's do a live stream to kind of keep that connection with the art so people can see it be done in person. Because we live painted my entire career, that's how we shared the work. That's how I painted. So it's much easier for me to paint and talk about the art than it is for me to paint quietly alone in my studio sometimes.
That's the thing. It was fun. It is fun having people.
Oh, yeah.
Music and because all these art events always have live music and other artists and just a lot to kind of do and see. We always had fun in that aspect of it. The downside, of course, is how stressful it is, how hard it is on your body. You're moving, you have to carry all this product, set up a booth, the stresses of that and that kind of thing. And then, like lunch, like a 3-day show, 3 days in a row. Our booth is completely rocking and busy the whole time. Like, how do you eat? And so he and I would just take turns, like go have your food. And
hurry up and get back here because I'm overwhelmed.
So, we would eat in like 5 minutes and be done. And you're sweating all day because it's a lot of these outdoor art festivals and such. And so, you go home at night and you're so tired and exhausted and your brain is just twisted up. And so you're very, very, very tired. And then you rinse and repeat for a few days in a row. Then you drive home. You have a few more days to prepare for the next show, and then you do it all over again. So it was like, this is a completely different way of doing things, like the last few years being home, but it's great.
And it's so funny because we're at the shows. There's so much talking, so much interaction that we leave the show and we go back to the hotel. Like there's like no talking between us. It's like quiet time. Everybody be quiet for a little while. Let my ears stop ringing, from all the noise, the sensory overload.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of smells. There's a lot of food and people and music, and it's total sensory overload. Your eyes and ears, and my throat would get sore. I'd lose my voice. After a 3-day show, the sleep you get is so. I mean, you're just done. Like you literally just have like nothing left. So it's a whole lot. Yeah, it's really crazy through all that, but it was really good. More so say that as a long as the hermit life doesn't mean not coming to Australia to sign my tequila bottles someday.
Seriously.
But because international trips are always on the docket. Because that is so different. Going international, especially Australia, they just totally get it. The shows that you do there anyway.
Well, and the fact that I've done it 3 times now, like I know what we're doing. I know what we need, I'm excited. And I have friends to see now. It's kind of like.
Yeah. And the guy that brings you out is so nice. So it's like prepping for an international show has its own kind of difficulties, but that is a whole different ball of wax. Plus, you are getting to travel and see people maybe you only see every few years, and what a pleasure, right? What an absolute pleasure. Jay Thad had said, you miss those Arizona retirees. Oh, that's the funny part too, is to have such a thick skin that you're there at an art event, live painting. There might not be anyone else out of hundreds of artists that are actually actively showing their craft, showing how it's done.
Nobody live paints.
They don't live paint. They don't live create things. And so you have live music, but no artist is out there doing that. And every event we went to, Dave is live painting. And I mean all day. Like you get a break for lunch, we're both working the whole day. And it brings so much to the show. People love it. The event promoters love it. It's such a nice thing. You're literally seeing an artist from beginning to end create a piece and talk to kids and encourage teens and talk to the parents. And Dave's doing all of this great stuff, and then you'll have like a few old ladies walk by.
Disapproval Friday.
They'll walk by, like all this positive is happening. Plus, by the way, we're making good money. We're super busy. It's just all around so positive. And then like some old ladies will walk by and they'll be like, this is disgusting. And they'll just like stand there and say that like right in front of you. And you almost can't believe the audacity of just how rude and unaware they are of how horrible of people they are. When you have kids coming up, you have parents, like it's so positive. Dave's signing everything and we're giving stuff away and stickers, and then to have somebody be so angry it's just mind blowing. It just takes you back, and we've had some interesting confrontations over that. But they're the ups and downs of doing anything in front of people. You have to really be brave.
It's funny, they don't see when you're out in front painting. They're looking at the booth. The booth is 10 by 20. It's a big booth, and I'm usually painting in the middle of it, like in the middle in the front. But very easy to see. But for some reason, they're so focused on the art, they don't see me. So I get that firsthand. Their first thoughts about the art, both good and bad. I love it because I hear, wow, I hear all the positives, and they're just giving me. I can hear their honest response because they don't even know that I'm there. But the people that don't know I'm there and then say negative things, I just laugh. You don't see me sitting right there, because then when they look over and they realize I'm there, and then they're all scared and run away.
Yeah, they're rude and inconsiderate, but they're never confrontational.
No,
they're just ridiculous. Like they're always just these dead inside old ladies.
Yep.
It is always that. The men are funny. Typically, like 99% of the time, the old dudes are really funny and nice, and like when she goes, I'm gonna have this in my
whole house is gonna be this as soon as she's gone.
Yeah, they'll come back sometimes, like kind of drift back from the herd if they're with their wives and friends or whatever, and just be like, I would love to have this. They say some really sweet things. The mean people are old ladies, and it's so bizarre. So, what can you do? So I don't miss that part of it.
No.
At all.
It's funny, and the men are interesting too. The young men sometimes, obviously, 99% love it. The other percentage, they see their girlfriend loving the art, and they get weird, about me painting there, and they're like, I could do that, kind of comments.
Yeah, you do have guys getting jealous. You get the full spectrum.
Yeah.
You get such a weird spectrum of people when you're at these events. And we always say that because artists come by and ask Dave questions, and it's very collaborative and open, and it's a lot of fun. And I think Dave's very helpful in that way. To have the negative is bizarre, but the positives come out of it are great.
I loved it. I mean,
yeah.
It made the art what it is.
Dudes are a thing. And every once in a while you'll get somebody whacked out on drugs saying some crazy stuff.
Oh.
That's just being in public though.
The things that happened to while I'm live painting, we've had an explosion go off next to me.
Yeah.
We've had a shooting. We want to talk about that.
We were in 3 different events. One had a mass shooting, and 2 had
attempted mass
shootings.
Yeah. So that was a reason to not be on the road.
Yep. That's it. That was it.
We've had, I was painting at Disney once, doing a live demo, and somebody ran inside and then got next to me and hid next to me.
Oh.
And then the entire staff came in, security came in too. It was a mentally unstable person who thinks that Walt Disney is her father and sent her here. They know who she is. She shows up all the time. It was trespass. She shouldn't have been there, but she snuck in. And so, I had to tell security, calm down, because she's basically hiding behind my easel. Like they can see her. She's not hiding, but she's like standing behind my easel. So I just kept painting and just talking to her, trying to talk everybody down because I didn't want, there to be knock over everything. It's the weird things when you're out in public for so many years doing shows.
People touching you, people touching your materials.
People
it's always weird. Wearing your glasses.
Yes, people grabbing my glasses and hat and putting them on and sit in my chair in front of my painting. Like, it's so crazy.
Touch the paintings. There's a lot of weird behavior from adults.
From adults.
Kids can't help themselves. Their little greasy hands reach out to try to touch something, and I very nicely just kind of like, no, you can't do that. And
to watch their faces when Erica scolds an adult to not touch the painting.
Yeah, a little kid. I've never had a bad interaction where a parent was like mad at me or anything, because I say it nicely. The parent's more freaked out and embarrassed that a kid's about to touch something. That's fine. That all ends fine. Because it's just the kid, they can't help it. They have to touch with their hands, When an adult does it, full-grown adult walks up to a painting and just like rubs their hand down the front of it, or has to like touch and take things off the wall. I have no patience for that. I'm like, no. I don't know what you're doing. So there's a lot of weirdness. People are very, I think they just lost touch with how to behave.
Yeah, so they'll have whole family reunions inside your booth.
Yeah, people see people they haven't seen for a long time, and they're like standing there taking up, we have a 10 by 20 booth set up, and there's just like a group of people, and they're all talking, and you're just kind of like, this is literally my business, and people can't get to the cash register to buy things because they just like forget who they are and where they are. And so I remember, especially towards the end, where I was
numerous times. Yeah,
I was getting real tired of it towards the end there, the last few shows we did, because I was like, I feel like people are losing their way. You know what I mean? Like there's just a lot of weird rudeness, and again, with all the potential shootings and stuff, I was pretty much done. Yeah, I didn't have anything left. But
to watch her be like, okay, can you guys take this, somewhere else? And then they'll be so upset and so offended. We were gonna buy stuff. Yep. And then you'd be like,
okay, bye.
Yeah, bye adults.
But you're full-grown adults. You gotta go. I gave you 20 minutes to chit chat. I don't want to hear about your lives or your kids. Go take it to a restaurant. Don't stand in my booth.
It's funny. This is just some of the vendor stuff. It's my favorite interaction of all time, and Erica won't tell the story, but I will.
Oh, no.
Erica, we're in Philadelphia for the tattoo show, and this kid, we have all kinds of stuff, and because it's flying, we had some different stuff, like we had beanies, and we had one. We sold the beanies through. We had one beanie left. And this kid walks up and he goes,
he's like 25.
25. And he goes to Erica, what did he say?
He was just like, oh, how much is this? And I said, oh, it's my last one. It was only like $10 or something.
Yeah.
I said, oh, it's my last one. It's $10. And what did they say?
He says, oh, you better buy it now. It's the last one, kind of like mocking the way she said it. And Erica took it off the table and says, you can't have it. And he was like, but I want to buy it. He's like, yeah, I don't care. I don't like your attitude. And she wouldn't sell him the beanie.
And his girlfriend leaned forward and is like, he wants to buy it. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what he wants. You don't fucking talk to people that way. Like, especially Philly. Like, bitch, you understand you're going to get punched out in Philly. I'm not from Philly, but I'll punch you out in Philly. Like, it's just like you say the wrong thing to me. I definitely get, just between that and there was definitely a crackhead in our booth once. I had to get her out.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
She was all crazy.
We've done the show so many. As long as we did festivals, this stuff just happens. It's how it is.
Honestly, only a few times. And then one guy in Tucson was like, because we have to bring to these art shows, we have to bring originals. You have to. The majority of your booth has to be original art, and then we have a lot of prints. And so we kind of split the booth in half. Like, here's the originals on this side. These are all reproductions on this side. So people can just very clearly understand. You can look at the originals over here, but if that's not your price range, by no means do you feel awkward or weird.
No, we had the originals because just to show that it's real, that I painted this, not some digital product.
Yeah, and I'm very understanding. I mean, I set the prices. I'm appreciative of price range, sensitivities of money, I want kids to be able to have the art, and we like to give free shit away all the time. And, you know, so we have all kinds of affordable stuff. And so that they're just split in the booth that way. So it's like, you don't have to feel like you walk in and you're like, oh, everything's expensive. There is stuff for like $5. You know, it's all, the whole range is there. And this guy was looking at the original side, in which you can tell the difference, right? The big, huge frames.
Custom framed and in real. I always make custom frames for the original, so it's very obvious that they're.
You can tell, but let's say you don't. And he's looking at this big painting. I mean, we're talking 4 foot tall by 3 feet wide. Big painting, custom frame. And the price tags are right there on all of them. And he's looking at it and he's like, and he kind of like flicked it with his finger, like on the frame, like tapped it, like, you know, so how much is this? And the way he said it was very like,
Confrontational.
A little confrontational, whatever. And I said, well, the originals are on this side, and they range from kind of like this price range to this price range. And then on this other side, we have prints, everything from $5 to whatever. So I'm like, you know, we kind of have everything. He's like, how much is this one? Kind of flipped it. And I said, well, it's $4,000. And I didn't say it in any rude way, but because I said grand, I think it set him off. And he goes, oh, you don't think I can afford it? And I just kind of sat there. I was trying to think, like, what in that's $4,000? Like, I didn't say like that's $4,000. You know what I mean?
You were so like blah, like just like that's $4,000. And then you were comparing it to other ones too. Like you'd already moved on. You said $4,000 and blah 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 blah. You're already talking more stuff, and he was stuck on that.
Yeah, I was not pretty womaning him. I was not. I was just like, oh, that's just that's how much it is. He's like, well, you don't think I can afford it? I'm like, no, maybe you can. I don't care. And he's just like, I could buy this if I wanted to. I'm like, great, good for you. That's great. And he's just kind of kept getting confrontational, and I'm just like, okay, well then you're buying it. You want to buy it right now then? And it was like this weird, like, I don't know what sets people off with money, and I very much never want to do that money game with people. Like, if you don't want to buy something, if even $5 is too much for you, I will never embarrass you for that. Like, no. I get it. No one has to buy art. Art is so non-essential. It is only for pleasure. It is only for people who have the money for it, and I don't expect anyone to have that money.
But you're also not going to talk to us like that.
But don't talk to me like shit, or act like I don't believe that you could buy it. I don't. Now that I look at you, you pile of shit in Tucson, you know, desert rat. But still, at the time, I was just like, oh wow. So yeah, you get these weird people with these chips on their shoulders, like Dave was saying about the boyfriends. Sometimes that happened a lot.
The boyfriend thing happened a lot.
Yeah, boyfriends.
That's to the point where I started to get not confrontational, but just so irritated that I would stop painting when they said I could do this, and I would hear them like I'm right there. So I'd stop painting and I'd get up and I'd make a big scene and go, okay, everybody, I'm gonna take a break. He's gonna take over now, and they would just shrivel and try and laugh it off, and I wouldn't push hard, but it's just kind of like, I can hear you. Don't be dismissive. Don't be a dickhead.
Like in front of your girlfriend and like 2 friends, like to be like, I can do this, or this isn't shit, or I know of a better art, or like to be this weird bravado to be brought out in them because ultimately you didn't like that your girlfriend liked something. You could always go the other way and be like, wow, I'll remember that she liked this and I could get her a present someday, which is what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of people leave the booth, walk away with their girlfriend, spouse, whatever, and like run back secretly. And they'll be like, I told her I had to go to the bathroom. I only have 5 minutes.
The old secret purchase.
Can I buy something really quick? I'm like, you bet. How can I help you? He's like, can you hold it for me? This happens every show, multiple times a show. Can you hold it for me? I want to surprise them or whatever. It's like, I'm all in to help you do a fun surprise and shit. And people did that a lot. So in like, the random stray guy once every few months would have this weird cocky attitude, like you think your girlfriend's gonna cheat on you with the art guy or something? Like, like what are they feeling that they don't like their girlfriend liking something another man makes? That's what it felt like.
Yeah, it's exactly what it felt. It made me feel like that.
And I'm sitting right there, and I'm just like, he doesn't give a shit about you. Doesn't give a shit about your girlfriend. Like
You're making a weird jump, dude.
What a weird jump, So yeah, there's always some of that. Events are a hoop. You don't know what you're gonna get, and at the same time, there's weird repetitive behaviors that you're like, oh, there's that guy again. You're like, the weird jealous boyfriend kind of guy is here, or the funny old couple would come in and they would love the art. Like old couple, like they don't need anything in their lives. They don't need to buy anything, and they would be like the demographic you would never guess would like it, and they just love it. And and they would come back, and like one couple would come back and see us every show, and just so fun. We had so much fun, and we got to see so many people again and again, especially in Arizona, like 2 or 3 times a year. So yeah, we made a lot of good friends and really enjoyed doing shows.
I think the art really is from the mediums I use. Like this is birthed from doing live demos. Using enamel over gouache like this. I wanted you to see detail if you walked by me at a show. These are all kind of built on that same, built for the outdoors, built for shows.
Oh, this is a great question. Errol from Canada.
Errol
always has really good questions. So he said, hello, David, your friend Errol from Canada. I was wondering one question. Your work is great, and I'm your biggest fan, but do you ever crash? What do you do to recharge? Do you ever feel drained? I stand proud of everything you do. You inspire me greatly. Cheers, Ryan.
Well, thank you so much, Errol, as always.
Errol's
super supportive. I really appreciate it. So Errol, yes, and yes. So what I do to avoid that, and I had to come up with this pretty quick. I'm very fortunate that my brain does constantly make new pieces. I love doing art, so I've always been kind of fortunate where I don't have as much of a drop off or block. But what I've done to avoid that is I keep a couple things. One thing is I keep a list of painting ideas on my phone. And so when I don't feel motivated, or I can't come up with an idea, or I'm sitting in front of blank canvas.
For a time crunch.
Exactly. And I got good at this because if I'm doing a show next weekend, I may not be motivated to paint something or even be able to start fresh with I was just painting the weekend before. I don't have any ideas in my head. So it got me to start having in my phone ideas. And it's just a couple sentences usually, skull with butterflies in the eyeballs. I don't know.
Just a few things in the chamber.
Just something to jumpstart when I am going to sit down. So there is something I can work on if I have nothing in mind.
Yeah.
And I have that list, and Erica can attest to this. I have the list. I rarely get to it because something comes up and cuts the line.
Yeah.
I have sketches for things and ideas that might not get painted to a year or so after I came up with them. If ever, because they're not good enough, or they sit there until they get mature enough in my brain to then be painted.
Yeah, we'll talk over ideas, and it'll be the hottest new idea, and we're both so gung ho for it, especially series of things like, oh yeah, you should do a painting, 3 paintings in this theme, and one is like this, and one is like this, and we'll just kind of flesh it all out. We'll figure it all out. We're talking about it, and we're both super excited about it. I'm like, that's cool, because I know every piece that's ever been created, so I look at it from the eyes of there's a place for that. That makes sense. We need that. That's such a great idea, right? And he'll talk about what he sees it and how he sees it. How big should it be? Do we release them all at the same time? Do we release them over the course of a period of time and then create a print set? We kind of go through all these ideas and we'll flesh it out entirely. And then 90% of them just never get done. And it's not laziness. It's just something else.
Something better comes in. Yep. So that's one way. The other way is I make sure that I have hobbies besides art.
Yep.
Have things that are creative. I love photography. That's probably my most creative off the easel hobby. Yep. There's a lot of crossover. I love to photograph birds. Birds end up in my paintings. That's just how that works. But you gotta have something that can be fun and not put stress on the art. You can't force the art to be something it's not. You can't force it to make money for you if it isn't yet. You got to start slow and kind of build. I think that's the biggest problem with some people have art burnout is they're trying to make the art be something it's not. They're trying to make it be some part of their life that it's not ready to be yet.
And it's hard. How do you get yourself out there?
Completely.
You have to have the drive and the endurance, and then of course you have to have the skill set. The two of us came from totally different skill sets, but they worked together to do the business side of the business.
Yes.
He's able to do the print production and print correction and color correction. He understands the print industry. He came from that industry, plus also did web design and videos. So it's like he understands that aspect of it. And then I came from the social media marketing, search engine optimization side. So it's like we together made a business. And I don't know how.
And we got lucky because we didn't intend to be that business.
Yeah.
We just happened to have great skills to be that business.
Yeah, it just, we worked very hard to make it a business. And we happen to have some skills. A lot of people would come up to us at events, husbands and wives even, and how do you guys do it? And what do you do? And what do you use? And they kind of want the roadmap. And it's like, I don't think it works to lay out a roadmap for somebody. I think it just has to come from you. And what are you able to do? What do you want to do so that you don't feel burnout? Because the thing with you is you love to paint, you love to draw. And so you just are always thinking in those terms, and the art comes out and we figure out how to produce it and market it and live off of it. But that takes all kinds of work after that. But it has to start with, you love to make art. You're happy to do it.
Yeah,
you say, you have a list of things, but you just don't tire of making art. And that is a certain kind of person that like, you don't see it as a job. You're just like, great. I can't wait to do this other piece.
I don't. I'm very creative minded in that way. Like if I wasn't doing this, I'd be, building model railroad sets. I'd be sculpting. I'd be doing, I'd be doing something creative. It's just how my brain works. But I think the key thing, again, coming back to to stop the burnout is to just step back and kind of compartmentalize and just slow down and realize why you like art and get back to the basics, sketchbook, just why art's important and kind of get back to the fundamentals and just let it kind of breathe.
And maybe art isn't a job for some people.
Yeah, exactly.
A hobby, and that's okay too. I never thought we would be able to make a full life out of it.
No, I still understand how I could do it. It doesn't make any sense at all. So, and I agree. And then people like, I've spoken to kids a lot and students at all levels. And I'm always marginally frustrated when I'll explain, what the steps are, and I'll give them, suggestions. And well, how do I make it? I'm like, well, what is your style? Where are you? And my advice usually is like, hey, you should paint, okay, then let's do this. Paint 50 paintings, you can copy masters, paint other things you like. Just paint 50 paintings to find out what your style is, what you like, and get all the early starting to paint vibes off you and start to see who you really are as a painter. And a lot of times the response is, I'm just going to start promoting with these 2 paintings that I have. It's just, it does take time. I hate to be an old guy, get off my lawn, but you got to put in the time and the craft to be able to have solutions to solve, not motivated to paint. As a full-time artist, I have always thought I don't get the luxury. Yeah. My power bill, everything depends on me painting and me doing things. And sometimes that motivate is not the best motivation, but it's the path I've chosen. So you have to, own that path.
You're a good production artist. You know how to work. And
I always say that kind of came from working in business, working in having full, professional jobs.
Yep.
I learned a work ethic,
we weren't like, we're going to just sell online as a first thing. It was, we had real jobs. We weren't
van lifing it and decided to try to find another way to not work. It wasn't like that. Not to poop on van lifers. I'm just saying it's we have always had to have work ethic, both Eric and I, and it fit the art. And that's why we're here today, is because we worked so hard before.
Nagura says, greetings from Bali. I love your work.
Greetings from Bali. Well, you might win farthest. Well, Australia and Bali. Oh, what's farther away? I think Australia's farther away.
Ooh, both pretty far.
Both pretty far. It's a long flight either way, but thank you for watching. Appreciate it.
Errol says, thank you, David. Well said. Thank you. I wish you and this is all the best. Thank you for the video tonight. Bless you, friends.
Thank you as always, Errol.
Sweet, Errol.
Errol is a wonderful supporter. And again, the fact someone can be motivated or just glean one little thing. I know we're rambling about art and stuff, but if you can just glean one little thing, or I can make you pull out a sketchbook, then it's job done.
Ninjaji says, you're my favorite artist. Saw you at the street fair in Tucson a long time ago and was an instant fan.
Thank you so much. We love our Tucsons. Thank you so much. When we said desert rats, we meant the other people.
You know what, if you're from Tucson.
If you're from Tucson, you know what desert rats are, yeah.
You know the people.
The guys hanging out at the gem show.
Although the gem show is fascinating, don't you Grab on a gym show. Gym shows are fascinating.
And they're fascinating. And even though we never got to one, every time we went by Quartzsite, is where it usually is. Oh, we were always like, should we go? It's a strange calling.
People, you're like, I gotta go to one. It's like there's thousands of people.
People camp out.
I
it's a whole thing.
They are a funny breed. Mike Silva says, such a talent. I have several of your prints with hopes of one day one of your originals. Your style is amazing. Thank you, good sir.
Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate you hanging out, following the art, supporting the art, all the stuff.
Graham says, UK's pretty far away. Hope you're both doing great.
Thank you, Graham.
Thanks, Graham.
He's our most consistent far watcher.
Yes, he gets the most consistent. Jake Dad says, don't hate on the gem show. No, don't ever hate on
the gem show. If you need a 40-pound turquoise, where else are you going to find it?
Where else? I love Arizona. And I miss it because, again, you get such a funny array of people. In Tucson, I love the Bisbee people. I love that there's like this really hippie, like earthy community.
They're super hippie.
Out in Bisbee, like south of Tucson, almost to the border. And they're just this artsy people. If you live in Bisbee, you are really artsy. And you're just like off the gritty and funny. And then the swing side of that is then when we used to go up towards Tempe and Phoenix area, then of course you have the kind of the hippies that come from Sedona, which I love. I love the ladies with the turquoise. I love the earthy, like nature people. I love Sedona.
Sedona is probably our favorite Arizona location.
Sedona's lovely. But yeah, it's so funny. Arizona is an absolute kick. You get the full spectrum of people for sure.
And because we spent so much time there over the course of our career, we used to do 2 shows a year there.
Minimum.
And
then speaking of Prescott, I was about to say, Jay Thad is saying, do you still do Prescott?
Yes, Jay Thad. I still do Prescott. I'll be there the second week in December.
Yep, the weekend of the, what is it, like?
I think it's 12th, 13th, 14th, I believe.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll be painting at the gallery all 3 days. I'll have, giveaways. I have all kinds of cool stuff.
11th, 12th, 13th.
11th, 12th, 13th.
Yeah.
Giveaways, we live painting, hang out, bring anything you have ever gotten. If you want signed, I'll be there. It's super fun to hang out with everybody. It really is kind of my Christmas vacation. It's kind of fun to go there and see everybody in a place that we did shows for years. If you're in the Prescott area, my work is always at the Ian Russell Gallery. Great display, a whole huge room of originals, small prints, big prints, everything in between.
Is Jake Thad Dan?
Dan?
I think it's Dan. I think Jake Thad is Dan. Jake Thad, are you Dan? It's so hard to know people's handles because they yes,
it
Dan!
Can't be Dan.
It's so hard to know people's handles online. Yes, he still does Prescott. I haven't been going the last few years because we got off the road and our dog babysitter, my mom, moved back into her house. So I am now the official dog babysitter again. And I just can't fathom with the dogs we have now, because they both suck. I can't fathom driving to Prescott. It'd be about 6.5, 7 hours.
Oh yeah, he can't bring
with
those
these terrible dogs to go with Dave. And then ultimately I have these terrible dogs to watch. And
no,
not like our old dogs.
No, you'll find that Chihuahua with a 20 pinned to her neck, and I'll just let her go in the middle of the desert somewhere.
They're so terrible in the car. And so I don't go, but Dave goes. Yeah, he'll be there the 11th, 12th, 13th of December, and all the normal stuff we do. We bring
all the stuff,
we
Dan.
bring some secret stuff, and he paints, and all that. But that's all that we do in Arizona anymore. And then just some weird trips. Like, aren't you going to Nashville?
Yes. So yeah, we are just finalizing the flights and everything, but I will be in Nashville the second week of October. I'll be doing a live demo, painting a big mural. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's at Hart and Huntington. I'm not even sure I'm supposed to say this yet, but yes, at Hart and Huntington in Nashville. I'll be there doing an install mural. So by all means, more details coming. But if you're in the area, please come down and hang out.
And that's in September?
That's the second week in October.
Oh, second week in October.
Yeah, again, this project has been a year in the works. We're launching some really cool things too. So I'm super excited about this. It's been a long project, and finally is going to get released. So more details to come about that. But Nashville, coming your way.
Yep, I don't do anything on the road anymore. I don't set up a booth. I do just online stuff.
Oh, it's a gift, 'cause, man. It's fun for like the first hour. You're like, oh, I haven't done this in a while. Yeah, booth. And then you're like, oh yeah, booth. I do the show in Vegas every year, the licensing show. You know, it's just like, oh, right, booths.
I wouldn't mind going to Prescott again. That was always so fun. It's like a home game. So many people that we know come up.
It really is. That does make it fun. And you get to go to Sedona.
Yeah, and then we get to go to Sedona and hike and run and mountain bike and all that. Yeah, but these dogs are just not road dogs. Our other dogs, like people always ask, like, why don't you bring your dogs? And we didn't when we were doing 2-week events. Like, that's just too much time away from home. But they were good dogs. They would definitely love the car and to get out and about. These guys, nope.
We can't even do a little half an hour jaunt in the car. They start freaking out.
They hate it.
They're the worst.
Yeah, they hate it. Too much energy, too high strung. No, these two are terrible. They are homebodies and they have good lives, and I have to babysit them. They're terrible.
Really are the worst.
Yeah. Well, you should have seen them just now. I think Chimmy believes that you have a studio visitor over by the dog bowl. So she was just scratching the carpet.
Of course she is.
Like scratch. Like nothing was there, but she believes that something could be. And then the Frenchie is sitting below me right now, and he won't stop licking my legs.
No.
I mean, they're just so dumb.
So imagine 6 hours of this in a car.
Right, these 6 hours.
No, I'll leave all y'all on the side of the road. I'm not doing it.
You don't have to bring us. There's no reason for you to bring us. Even I am a complete burden at this point.
Plus, if you ride with me in a car, when I'm by myself, no one gets to go to the bathroom. We hold our bathroom the entire 6 hours. There's maybe there's one spot, but we are death marching to my destination.
Whereas I am like, hey, let's pull over.
Yeah,
Let's get
I want candy.
Let's get snacks. I love snacks.
I'm like, look at the time, because I love trying to beat the time it says on the GPS when you first put it in. It says 6 hours. Then my goal the rest of the trip is to beat that 6 hours.
Yeah, he has a different style.
So this piece is available. We can talk about that. So it is available. It comes in a store-bought frame, not a custom-built frame. I don't build frames for the small ones. But this piece is available. If you're interested, feel free to message me. This piece is 8x10 in the frame. It's probably about 11x14. There'll be no prints of it. Well, I don't know. Maybe mini prints.
Maybe.
We don't have anything like it, so we'll have to. We always kind of decide.
It's true. Yeah, I suppose we could. Yeah.
Everybody sends us money right now. We'll do prints of it.
For only the next.
Here's
5
my
minutes.
Here's my Venmo for the next 5 minutes. Or else I'm gonna melt it. I had a good friend, and he was a jewelry designer, and he did really amazing jewelry. Him and his wife did jewelry for all kinds of movies and stuff. Amazing jewelry, out of this world. And when he would sell jewelry, because they would do shows and small, pop-up type events, he would release new jewelry and go, okay, it's for sale. And anything, if you don't buy it now, I'm melting it. And he would basically just melt it down. And he would put it on his Instagram, him melting the jewelry because no one bought it.
Be like, isn't this cool?
Yeah.
No?
You love this? You don't like it?
Take the stones and things out of it and be like, gold goes back into being gold.
Yeah, you don't like it? Bam, you don't get to have it.
Hey, Byron's on the stream.
What's going on, Byron?
He's saying dibs. Byron, stop buying art.
You gotta come down to pick it up in person.
Yeah.
Talk about someone who has more dogs. I can't imagine bringing 4 dogs around anywhere.
I was just thinking about that the other day of when we had 3 dogs. And at the time I thought it was going to be manageable. And it was sometimes, but when they outnumber you.
Yeah, it gets unmanageable real quick.
It's like, I was thinking back to that, like how difficult it is to just kind of herd
But don't
them.
you feel like corgis though? If there was a level that could be multiple dogs, doesn't 4 corgis equal 1 real dog?
You never see a corgi owner with just 1 corgi.
No.
Just like wiener dogs.
Yeah.
You're like people love.
Like they sell them in pairs or something.
They sell them in groups. Yeah. I feel like corgis aren't bad behaved. I don't know them well enough. but I feel like anything's better behaved than our dogs. But I feel like corgis aren't bad dogs. These dogs are terrible dogs. Yeah, they're not.
Terrible dogs.
It's our own fault, you know.
Oh yeah, they're the last kids. We're like, oh, we're just glad you're alive. Go, just survive. I'm not training you. I mean, our dogs are so smart. Before we had one that could turn off the lights. You know, we had smart dogs, and then we just slowly and longer stopped caring.
Yeah, we're the bad parents.
Yeah.
We the first dog we taught cool ass tricks. These guys, it's like we potty trained.
You're like, give me your paw. Fine, I'll just take that half-ass paw. You're amazing. Here's a treat.
Dan says his parents are corgi people, and they always have 3 and 4 at a time.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
That's corgi people. Corgi and the, like I said, the hot dogs, the wiener dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, Ed has always have rotating amounts.
Byron says he's got 4, but one's going to go to the grandkid. Yeah, I see that. I can totally see that. That's a lot. That's a lot. And then, you know, we went through a whole thing with, you know, as dogs get older, they get more difficult and health things and whatever. And when you're juggling, that is like a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of dogs.
And I didn't really realize that 3 was a lot when everybody was healthy. When one of them got hurt, it was like, how do you divide them up? How do you keep them, you know what I mean? It's just like overwhelming. Now that we have 2, I'm like, wow, this is so much more manageable. Something goes awry, you grab one, I grab one.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're small dogs. We had big dogs.
Small.
These are under the arm dogs.
Yeah, these are grabbers. Our dogs all before this, I could barely lift them. And then when one of ours got really hurt, we had to carry him everywhere all day, every day for almost a year. And I don't know if my muscles ever recovered.
The shoulder ever recovered
my
from that.
My arm, I pulled muscles. It was just so hard, and it really showed me, like, don't let them outnumber you, and don't let them get bigger than you.
I think it's the kids. They all say the same thing about kids, pretty much.
Yes, I think that's the same thing.
All right, I'm gonna grab some white. We're gonna pop some highlights, and then that'll wrap up.
All right. Well, that went fast.
That went really fast. I just think that the eyeball on the crow needs to be popped, and a couple of highlights here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a really funny piece. It feels so traditional.
It feels like something I did 10 years ago.
Gosh, isn't that funny?
You know what I mean? Even though I never did. This is a totally new thing, but it just feels like from that period when I did a lot of mariachis, a lot of that kind of stuff.
Well, just the way the boots are, they're kind of like leathery, squishy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's very camp.
Yeah, the outfits, like with the hats and stuff, never done anything like that before.
No, it's very campy. I think it's funny. It's really funny. And just because, again, I know all the variety of art you do. I know the steps.
She's watched all of it.
So, like, when I look at this, and I know for a fact that it really has a different little feel to it. It's funny. Very cartoony.
Yes.
Yeah, it's cute.
Pop that eye a little more there. Let's pop some of these things too.
Happy little trees.
Happy little trees. A couple little highlights on that. Let's put a highlight on the bottle too. Just a little there. Bring a piece, a little side, a little piece of resistance there. A little side guy. Kind of there, a little bit there. Where else we should go in and just fix some lines too over here. But yeah, just fix that a little bit.
Like, I feel like this would make such a good poster for the Day of the Dead event in Oceanside, if they hadn't already chosen a different piece. Like, this to me, like, feels like Day of the Dead celebration.
Yes, completely. You know what? This should be their next year's one. Then I will suggest it now.
Joanna says, "You know you're old when you do a retro of yourself." Isn't that true?
That's how long I've been doing things.
Isn't that true? Sometimes he'll tell me an idea, and I'm like, "You did that." And he's like, "No, I didn't." And I'll be like, "What you're describing? Let me show you the piece that you did. Like, don't plagiarize yourself, sir."
I'm not going to sue me though. Why are you going to ruin it?
And then I'll be like, "I can do whatever I want."
Yeah, I will get defensive. I get super defensive about it. Don't tell me what I can't do of me.
You can always do you.
I can steal me if I want to steal me.
Yeah, but I'm like, that like has happened already. Somebody's got to tell him.
I'm gonna pop some more.
Speaking of a retro show, God, if you ever had a show.
We could just
You could just call Byron.
Just call Byron. Byron has more work than I think anybody else. He's got to have at least. Oh God, he gave me the number. It's like 60 originals.
Remember, he sent you a picture, and it was like, I mean, I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe, and I know for a fact, like I remember all these pieces, but you just can't believe.
Forget them all. Yeah.
Byron saying, since I did it, can I get Byron and Jen written on it?
For sure.
Of course. Yeah, it's really neat seeing people's collections. Really, like, because you're just like, it's a time capsule, you know.
And Byron was there. So you know, for those who don't know, so Byron is he's been a supporter of the work for. I mean, he's basically. You know,
oh my God, since the beginning.
He's got a wing in the house, is pretty much how it is. He has my original logo that it was hand painted when I first met him. He rode by on a beach cruiser, you know, Carlsbad show, you know, probably leaving the Pier View pub most likely.
Oh God, shirtless.
Yeah, shirtless in a tank top, you know, coming down there.
God, isn't that funny? I love thinking back to
He's
that.
and he was a supporter of the art. This is like 2000, it's got to be 9, 10,
God,
maybe
8, 9, or 10.
8, 9, 10, somewhere in there, you know.
Isn't that he's saying he has like 130.
Jesus.
It just that's the craziest thing. There are again a lot of people that have been on this stream right now have pieces. I mean, Dan has a ton of the art. You know, I think Joanna at one point had a bunch of the art in her life.
Maybe everyone who owns the art is on the stream.
Right? I love that. It's so funny. It's so cool. We're very lucky. We're really. It's such a funny combination of hard work and luck and people being supportive.
Yeah, it gives us this whole second family. And since both of our families are crap, it's been a great second family. The art's kind of been that, you know, that really happy moment for us to kind of meet people and being, you know, having the people in our lives that wouldn't be otherwise.
Byron saying the Village Pub, get your story right.
Village Pub. I knew it was the pub though.
It was like 07, 08. Oh my
Man.
God. That is crazy. That's crazy. Oh God. Spudzer says hello again. It's coming together so well.
Hey, thanks, Spudzer. We're just wrapping it up now.
Thanks for popping in.
Just gonna cover a couple of highlights here. Just getting a couple of things to pop. But as we wrap it up, I just want to thank everyone who supported the art all the time. I mean, obviously there's a bunch of collectors on this stream, and I appreciate it so much. You've let us do my dream. Like you've let us travel around. I've got to go to 17 countries with the art. Like you let us do what I dreamed, you know, to do. I didn't even know this was a real life. I didn't know this was a thing you could do.
Yeah.
And you guys have basically empowered me to do that and continue to, and it's I can never thank you guys enough.
Yeah, Dan's saying you guys have a dedicated wall. I love that. That's so fun. That is so fun.
That's craziness.
Yeah, and it's a time capsule for you too. It's a time in your life where you were discovering art and you know you lived remember you were working at
the museum, the music museum,
and lived in Scottsdale and yeah, I mean it's just it's funny how art can really stick with you like that. That's great. Love it.
But I'm gonna sign this, and then Byron, I'll put the name on it afterwards, but I can lean on it because my big stupid hand.
Big stupid hands.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna sign it over here. All right, well, that wraps everything up, guys. I just want to re-thank everyone who's joined the stream, been here. You know, I love doing the stream. You know, I'm painting anyways, but to be able to share about the art and talk about the art and the people who've done it and got us here and been here for so long, it's amazing. Like, you know, It's weird to be in people's lives like this with the art. You know, we've had, you know, been there for people's births. Oops.
Did you just drop something?
Just dropped paint on my pants.
What you don't see behind the scenes is that everything he owns is paint covered.
Paint covered.
And he's always shocked. He'll come down from the studio and be like, I don't know what happened, but I ruined these pants. And it's like,
so I'm a Kirkland pant guy now. Not allowed to have nice things.
Never should have.
But again, the art's taken us so many places and met so many people, you know, people who have come and gone, you know, for people's kids, one last story. We were at the Oceanside Day of the Dead this past year, and somebody came by and they said, oh, you know, my wife and I met, came to the Day of the Dead and saw your art. We bought ourselves a print, and then we brought our son, you know, later on to see you again, to buy art, and we got him a print. And here I am with my grandson. You know, to be in somebody's life. One, I'm old is crazy. That's crazy amount of oldness.
Yeah.
But to be part of a family's life where they 3 generations have the art is it's crazy. It's something I never will not be humbled by. It's been an amazing road, and I just can't wait to do more stuff and share more things. And thank you guys all for getting us here.
Yeah, 100%.
So enjoy the night, and hopefully we'll see you guys every Wednesday, 5 o'clock. Tell people, force them to stream on them too. But we enjoy doing this, and we'll see you guys again next Wednesday. Take care.